Okay, everybody got what you need today?
Let's do this.
All right. I got my coffee, I'm good. Yep.
Well, we want to welcome you to the Monaco. This is our showcase model that we built to display the newest in interior architectural and floor plan design, interior design and colors, building materials and products, and new technology.
And most of the magnificent features here at the Monaco are things that you can touch, feel, or even see.
The over 7,000 people that have been through this house since we opened it up have been amazed by what they've seen. They've used words like spectacular, attention to detail. I hear that one all the time. Amazing. I don't know whether they've been amazed by the house or how much Diet Coke they've had, but they have just been in complete awe by this home.
Yeah, we've had so many people. And here's what we want to do. We want to thank you guys for embracing this house, telling all your friends and neighbors. We also encourage you to still come out and see us. We have so many people on the weekend. No one's been disappointed yet. It's just a fun place to relax, get some great ideas, and talk to some great salespeople. But it is really, really fun. But thank you so much for all your fantastic comments.
In today's show, we get to highlight some of the newest trends in the building design when it comes to invisible design that's going to drastically improve your life.
And we're standing here at the Monaco in the main level, first kitchen. Why don't we demonstrate a few of the invisible design features that we have right here?
So what you're saying is this is the one everybody's missed when they've been here, so they
Yes.
all have to come back
Yes.
again
Yes.
to see some of these. That's great.
And guys, some of the simplest things can make the biggest difference in some of these universal designs here. Something as simple as the hardware that you use on your cabinets, the open pull. Instead of those knobs, it makes it a lot easier for somebody with some disabilities to open those doors.
And one of the invisible things that we do here, and it's gorgeous,
Yes.
is the engineered wood floor. This is going to be glued and it's going to be nailed down. When you have a normal luxury vinyl plank, it actually floats, so it can move, especially if you've got a big walker or if you have a wheelchair. But when you have the engineered wood and it's nailed and it's glued, it stays right where it's at, and you don't have to worry about the weight of those things actually moving your floors.
Kelly, you do the flooring for us, but isn't it because the twisting of a wheelchair when you do it? Is that what the problem is?
Absolutely. When you have the planks that come together, it could undo the tongue and groove system when you have wheelchairs going across all that abrasion. So we want to nail and glue, make it super secure. That way there's no issues.
Think about that with office chairs too.
Yep.
Oh,
An office chair you have in an office too. Well, we all know how I feel about my Diet Coke. And Kara, I don't cook much, but I do carry things. So we talk all the time about our butler's pantry here, full-on kitchen. What if I had to go in the door and there's a hand?
You need help?
I am not setting down my Diet Coke, but hey, good news. I got a pivot here. I can just hit it with my back end and back on into the store here. I don't need to have anybody take my Diet Coke from me. Don't worry, I'm coming back.
I'm glad you have priorities in line.
Yeah, I do have
We have the
priorities.
priorities in line.
Well, one of my favorite features has got to be the lighting. We've talked about it several times, but it is that important to have ambient lighting and task lighting. You can see that when you see the pendant lights here, the can lights, but the best and my favorite feature are these under cabinet lights. It's a lot safer to have good lighting when you're cooking, when you're cutting things, so we make sure to pay attention to those details when building our homes.
And something else related to lighting is color contrast. And I'm thinking right now, color contrast in the kitchen. Imagine I have made a big bowl of white mashed potatoes. Usually my mashed potatoes are white. In a white bowl, and I'm trying to put them on a white plate. I may have a problem. I may not find the plate. Just contrast. I'm going to hit this target every time. Think about the colors in the kitchen.
Oh, Lonnie, I love you.
Helps with your portion control too.
It does.
Well, the appliances that we have in this kitchen are a great example of barrier-free. They're very easy to use. They're accessible. You can see how small this door is, so it's very easy to reach in. You don't have the big door. It's half size, and then another one down here. Also, the space we have, so there's a lot of space to get through here, and this is very convenient too, so when you have a hot plate, you're close to set it down. And I'll point out the buttons. A lot of times these are very hard to use because you press and you maybe don't have the finger strength, or you're in a cast or something like that. These are digital, so it's really easy to use, and it's invisible. To me, it actually even looks better.
Even I can get through here.
Yeah, you can get through there, Lonnie.
Now, speaking of the appliances, Elizabeth, it's invisible, but it's also a major convenience factor. I can control most of the appliances in this room and in this house from my phone. So I can tell when the refrigerator's been left open by my kid who went to go get a pop. I can preheat the oven when I'm in the garage working on a car. I can tell when the dishwasher's been done with the cycle. I know I need to come in and unload. So there's a lot of things that I can do just from the convenience of wherever I'm at.
Do you ever have a heart attack if you lose your phone?
Oh, yes.
And look, we're finding out that almost all of our new homes today are not demanding it, but they're definitely wanting some features of what we're talking about right here.
You know, another invisible design that I love is that we did this waterfall countertop. So we're talking about that color contrast is one feature, but another one is that we ended up rerouting the electrical to have the outlets hidden on the other side of the island, which is actually way more convenient to access than over on the side.
All right, guys, now picture this. Say you're getting ready to make pasta for dinner here, right? What's the worst part about it? You have to fill up that big tub of water, move it over to the sink and get it started. Well, we've eliminated that process here. We've added a pot filler in on the back of the stove here, so that way you can just fill your pot straight from the stove and you don't have to lug that big heavy pot around.
You know, one of the best ones I just saw that Kayla put in? There's a dog bowl on the side of the island, and they put a pot filler so they don't even have to fill the water on that.
It's so cute too.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the prettiest things in this kitchen is the cabinet front refrigerator and freezer. However, that does not make getting ice the easiest thing in the world or the most accessible.
Not in the door.
Don't worry. We have solved that issue for you because we have an ice maker right there by Luke. Ice maker. You need ice? I've dumped my limes. I've filled up with ice. Yes. We've got an ice maker right there so you can keep your Diet Cokes cold all day. And we've also put one down in the speakeasy. So when you're having your bourbon, you can just get your big ice cubes for your bourbon right there. You don't have to walk all the way up to ice maker or to the freezer.
Okay, I think we've shown a lot of the invisible, usable design features. Let's go ahead and open the show up. You're going to stay tuned. There's a lot more to show.
Welcome to Between the Studs. We are Granite Ridge Builders, custom home builders serving northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, and also parts of southern Michigan. We've been building custom homes for more than 2.5 decades, and we're really passionate about what we do. So join us today as we explore the processes, the trends, and expert tips that characterize today's new home. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. We are located at our magnificent model showcase home. It's a 10,000 square foot home that we've been showing for about 3 or 4 months now. It's located on the north part of Fort Wayne, right off of Coldwater Road in a subdivision called Shadow Creek.
This home has been the talk of Fort Wayne and I think even the country since we've had it open, and we've been so honored to have as many people as we have had out here, and we want more.
And today we're going to dive down even deeper than the beautiful design and the architecture with this, and we are going to talk in depth about the newest trends when it comes to invisible livability design.
And more importantly, we're going to predict some future trends for homes we're going to build coming out.
And for sure, today's new homes have reached a new milestone, at least in our area. And this house, for example, the Monaco, it has been designed and decorated like many new homes are with livability and quality of life in mind, and it is vastly improving.
When you're looking at these homes and these designs now for buildings and houses, it's necessity now to be able to have anyone and everyone be able to come in and be included in everything. So we're really trying to design these homes so everyone can enjoy it.
At Granite Ridge Builders, our construction team and our world of design is all about universal design now, accessibility, and making things just usable for everyone.
I think the thousands of people that have visited out here would tell you we've perfected the personalized floor plans, the interior decorating, the outdoor living space, all of the things that you see when you come to this home.
And a lot of these features are actually invisible, but we are designing them and putting them in homes with you in mind or your visitor in mind to make that home, like we've said, for everybody.
So on the rest of today's stud show, what we're going to do is highlight some of these features that you might not have seen, and they might even be invisible.
Yeah, and the future of these design, and there's several of them. We've heard lots of different names: design for all, barrier-free, invisibility, visitability. What are some other ones I'm missing, guys? I mean, there's several.
Universal design.
Yeah, universal design.
Yeah.
And taking all of those and then incorporating them into the house and making them as invisible as possible.
And historically, design for disabilities or accessibility been around for about 70 years here. In 1964, the Civil Rights Act prohibited discriminating against people with disabilities, which led to the 1990 Act of Americans with Disabilities, the ADA, that we know and love here in Granite Ridge.
In building today's new home, it's not just a want or a trend, it is almost a must-have to have some of these design for all features, and a lot of them have started with the original movement of the accessible design. So there are a few that we have originated that we've incorporated, and we're going to list some of those now.
Universal design, one of the first ones, and that is the building and using of products that make anyone be able to use it no matter what their age or ability is.
Design for all, we've mentioned that, and that's basically designing, making the home inclusive for everyone.
Aging in place, so that's basically building so that someone can live independently and safely in their own home.
And Charity, Lonnie and I are thinking about that as we get a
Actually,
little bit older.
I was thinking about that myself.
Okay.
As I prepare to build,
I'm excited that home health care now will come to
yeah, to your own home.
a lot of
Actually, it's a lot less expensive than going to a home. Too, right?
Absolutely.
And barrier-free living, making it so that way there's minimal thresholds. You can get from one room to the other easily, wider hallways, so that way the whole home is accessible to anybody in any
And
condition.
that's pretty simple to do.
And design for all, so that's including products that everybody can use.
Yeah, and then livable design, that's safe and easy access into the home and taking in a lot of those universal design specifications.
And there's disability friendly or handicap accessible. That's designed to be used by any person that has some sort of disability.
There's also visibility design, which means making the home accessible for your visitor. I had a house one time, my dad could not, he was in a wheelchair, could not get through the front door. We had to take his car around to the back and bring him in the walk-in basement, which was not real comfortable sometimes.
I remember that. And it's hard, but it's very, very hard to get anybody in that access.
Steps, that's a very big barrier.
You know, and with everything we're talking about, there are items that fit into each one of these different user names. And we have a sheet at Granite Ridge that lists everything. So if you would like that list, you can just reach out to us on the website and we'll be happy to send that out to you so you can have that full list.
Here at the Monaco, most of these you can't see, so we need you to come out so we can demonstrate these, and you might even be able to use these in some of your own homes.
So just imagine a brand new home that has been built for you, that's going to help you meet your needs, and then also those who are going to visit you, what they may encumber, the barriers that they encumber to get into your home.
The Monaco was designed and built with universal design, design for all, and aging in place in mind.
And here's some examples of how these can benefit everybody that lives in there.
Well, let's talk about safety and independence. Wider hallways, wider doorways, so that way you have no restrictions on where you can go in your house. Grab bars in your bathroom, your shower, anywhere that the floor could be slippery. And then easy access to switches, so that way you don't have to have those safety risks standing up or trying to reach a switch.
And flexibility and control. Having those open floor plans really makes it easy for you to get around the entire house. And even little simple things like handheld shower heads. So you can just reach up and you can be sitting in there and it's all going to be comfortable for you.
And livability and entertainment, think of all the things when it comes to lighting. So in your kitchen, all of the task lighting for safety so that you can see what you're doing. Little things like here at the Monaco, we have lighting under the handrail. So you may run up and down those steps and be great, but how many of us have missed a last step because we're in the dark? Think about color contrasting and how you see things, your depth perception when it comes to colors, that's important as well.
That's really big on outdoor patios where sometimes you've got that
especially
little
in the dark.
step in there.
Also, as you age, that changes. FYI.
And kitchen design. There are so many important features like convenience and organization in a kitchen, which is one of the most important rooms in the home, which the kitchen is also the heartbeat of the home. Another future trend that's so important in design for all would be the appliances, cabinets, doors, storage in a prep kitchen. This is going to be really big and we're going to talk about it later.
Okay, let's do this. Let's go show everyone how we've incorporated some of these into the Monaco. How's that? So they
So
stay
you
tuned.
plan.
Elizabeth and I are on the lower level of the Monaco, and we are in the secondary primary suite. Let's define that.
So what this space is a secondary primary suite. So this is set up, it could be for an in-law, it could be for a child, a friend. It's accessible though for everyone. It is in the lower level, but of course we have that elevator to get down here.
And there's a lot of universal design components that are built in. Some of them you can see and some of them you can't see.
That's correct. This is a great space. We've got a big doorway as you come in. There's lots of pocket doors as you maneuver through this area. And you can see there's a lot of space for furniture or to get around the bed.
And the lighting's very good in here as well. There's a good passive light from the windows, and then there's also lights everywhere.
Now let's talk about how we set up this bathroom.
Okay. So first of all, Elizabeth, coming into this bathroom, we have a pocket door, which is really great because when you open a pocket door, you got the full distance there. In this case, it's 36 inches wide.
There's no swing that gets in your way.
Right.
Now, as you come in here, you'll notice this beautiful shower. So not only is this beautiful, it's functional. Has grab bars in it. It also has, it's easy. You can remove that shower head to bathe. And then the best part right here.
No threshold. You can walk into the shower, out of the shower without walking over anything. Makes it very, very convenient and safe.
And of course, there's a nice bench as well to sit. As you maneuver through this bathroom, you'll notice the raised height vanity, which is standard in all of Granite Ridge homes. So this is more ergonomically correct. You're not bending over.
We used to make them low. I don't know why, but now they're at the height where they really need to be.
And then when you get to the stool area, it's a large space, so there's easy to maneuver. Another grab bar, of course.
Gold-plated looking grab bar.
Everything's gold-plated in here. And then, of course, the closet. We have another pocket door, so it's easy to get in there as well. So this is just set up for anyone to be able to use with ease.
When it comes to bathrooms in a new home, we spend a lot of time in our office designing bathrooms. So come on in. We have draftsmen that will sit down with you and we'll design a bathroom around a house for you.
All right, Tony, I really like these levers and this electronic deadbolt, but the best part, the one button push that opens up the whole house.
I mean, it's so nice to hit that one button and then all of the lights come on. So if you're coming in, it's later at night, you've got your hands full of things, you don't have to worry about trying to hit any light switches. You can see the stairs in the garage that go up into the house. It really just makes living in the house so much better, and it's part of what they call that usable design.
Yeah, and it's more than just the lights, the music, the shades. I mean, the house really welcomes you in as you're coming in with that, again, that one button push. Now, these steps here, so we come off the deck. Now, this is a perfect example of that color contrast.
It is.
We put that extra bit of gray there without the flex so people can recognize that there are steps, a transition point here, so you weren't tripping down the stairs, which was what's happening.
It's amazing. There's a plethora of different things inside a garage that get used with universal designs. It could be little things like raising up the counters and the cabinets in here so there's nothing underneath it. That's going to help with moisture. It's going to help with the longevity of your garage.
Yeah, and there's a lot of invisible parts of this too. Just like you mentioned, we raised that up, but we also took out the bottom piece of that cabinet, hung it on the wall so there's no threat of moisture. Then we've got drains in here. So any moisture, any water that comes in off your vehicles is going to hit that drain. It's going to go away. Our garage doors, for example, most people don't recognize this, but they're 8 foot tall by 18 foot wide, allowing a much larger vehicle with maybe larger doors being able to get into the garage.
We talked earlier about kitchen knives and reaching into the drawers and how that could hurt you. That's why we have the slab board. That's why we have these set up here. So you can put some of your tools up, magnetic, they'll hold it, you can see it, and you don't have to worry about endangering your hands.
And we could go on and on about, again, all the features that just in a garage, if it's not pointed out, you wouldn't even realize that it's there and how much more convenient your life can be with these products.
And that's why the Monaco is open 7 days a week. You can come out, you can have a personalized tour, and they can point out all these little things to you.
Luke, I really like how wide these stairs are. I have size 13 shoes and I can walk up here perfectly, but man, the light under this handrail is one of the most genius things I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, well, we have your wife to thank for that. We just had to figure out how to do it. She showed us what she wanted.
I'm going to take credit for that idea then.
But you're right, on the stairs, it is so important to have them absolutely perfect, and that's why our craftsmen have to know exactly what they're doing on these, because your brain takes over. After 2 or 3 steps, if there is an 1/8 of an inch off one way or another, it'll cause you to fall and trip.
Yeah, and there's a couple of things that you can do to make sure that they're as safe as possible, right? Have a nice, sturdy handrail on here. Size matters when it comes to handrail, Luke.
And then also the lighting. Now we've incorporated both the handrail and lighting on this, but there's other ways to create lighting. But you can see how well that lights up those stairs, so that way you visibly can see all of those. Now, we can't help it if you're distracted, texting and walking downstairs, for example. But we've lit it up, we've got the handrail, we've got the wider stairs, we've tried to make it as safe as possible.
Now, let's talk about eliminating stairs or having another option. We did this amazing elevator here with 4 stops at the Monaco. What were we thinking, and what was our plan when we put that in?
Yeah, and again, we knew we were going to have lots of floors, and we wanted everybody to be able to enjoy those. Now, first and foremost is just getting people into the house. So from one of our garages, you can access that elevator and you can get to the floor we're on, the main floor, the basement, and then that second floor with all the bedrooms. So it allows people to basically get to anywhere they need to in this house and enjoy it without having those barriers. So we've removed all of them.
At Granite Ridge, we've thought through all of these problems so that way you don't have an issue in the future. So if you're worried about stairs in your home, why don't you give us a call? We know everything that there is to know about safety.
Finishing touches,
that looks
guys.
good.
That looks
Kind
good.
of redoing, yeah.
I love that color.
This over here.
Good idea.
I think
Yeah.
that works. Yeah.
This primary suite, you walk in this room, you feel like you're walking into a spa. It is a retreat. But you know what's even better? We have made this absolutely accessible, but you don't even know. Because talk about invisible, it is invisible for sure.
Absolutely. Well, let's start with the bathroom because I think that's one of the most important parts. And something that you might not think about that has to do with universal design and design for all is the steam shower.
Yes.
So what I love is that we have a minimal threshold, so it's a smooth entrance into the shower, but then that steam is amazing for everybody's health.
You're right. I had a cold and that steam shower solved that really quickly. But also this primary bathroom, it's wide. There's a lot of room. So a lot of room if you need to maneuver. There's a knee hole to sit when you're getting ready. So if standing is difficult, that makes it a lot easier. The bidet makes that chore even easier. And then the coffee bar. So you don't have to go all the way to the other end of your house. It's nice and accessible right here.
Even something as simple as going into it. We've got pocket doors going into that bathroom and also going from the bathroom into the closet. You don't have doors that get in the way, and they're wide doors too.
Absolutely. Charity, that is a perfect example of barrier-free design that we've incorporated in multiple spots throughout the home. Now we need to switch topics a little bit and go just a little bit further past the bathroom into the closet. I think one of our we're really going to complain about that because there's some amazing invisible designs in there as well, starting with the lighting. The light fixtures we have in there are gorgeous, but yet very task-oriented. And my favorite feature is we have LED strip lights incorporated in most of the cabinets to see your clothes and to see your items so much easier.
Although my husband's still not going to match.
Right,
If he has that light.
But this closet's also usable. Think about it. Not only does it have your clothes hanging, you can wash your clothes in there. There's the steam closet, so it's very usable without, if it's hard to get to other parts of the home, it's right here.
Also usable, you've got that charger for your cell phone or your other devices that's right there. Also hampers.
Yeah.
Hampers that are reachable. If you were in a wheelchair or using a walker, you don't have hampers that you've got to lug around places. They're right there and usable.
There's so many designs that you don't even see, like belt pullouts and jewelry pullouts. We have hangers for purses. I mean, so many different items that just make it easier, which is, again, designed for all, and everybody can use them.
So this whole primary suite area is designed for all. You can clear up all the clutter with all of that storage in the closet. We've set up even the flooring. When you think about the flooring in here, this is an engineered wood, so it's easy to maneuver through this whole area.
Well, I'd say that we should go to my favorite room in the house. Let's go over to the sitting room and hang out by the fireplace. We did work hard. Let's go. Yeah.
You know, Tony, when it comes to universal design and designing for all, we have to think about technology, smart house technology.
Technology and the iPads and the phones have made things so simple. Anyone can run a house, even little kids.
I'm in this laundry room, in this tech nook, and look what I can do on the iPad.
Oh, that's just amazing stuff right there. You want to change the music channel real quick?
I can change the music, I can work with the lights, but look at the size of this room. That's one of the things that plays into this universal design.
This is so nice because you do have a nice wide room. So if someone is in a wheelchair, they have the radius, they can get around really simple. Plus this flooring is a hard surface.
Hard surface, if I'm in a walker or I'm on a walker or in a wheelchair, I can get through this room very, very nicely. Yes.
One thing we talk about is lights when
Right.
it comes to the universal design, and people think lights like light fixtures. Sometimes it's just natural light
Just
with
natural
these
light.
Anderson windows, bringing all that in. It's fantastic.
Unbelievable. Then we've got other lighting as well in here as well. Then I think utility sink, for example, in the laundry room is so important. You don't have to carry those things around that you want to soak maybe. You bring them in here, they soak, and then they go right into the
Well,
wash.
not only that, this is set up as a touch. So, I mean, if your hands are full, you can hit it with your elbow, turn it all on. Plus, it has the pull out to get everything clean
So
through
convenient.
there.
Open shelving, for example, another thing that you could do in your closet as well.
Oh, very easily. And the big thing with this is storage, because if your laundry room's anything like my laundry room, there's stuff all over the floor.
Right.
Here, you have a place for everything. You've got laundry hampers through
We've got
here.
laundry hampers.
You
and
have
also
storage.
soft close drawers, which makes it very, very easy and comfortable for somebody that may, struggle with that. And then, Tony, look at the counter space in here. It's unbelievable. There's something for everything.
Pretty much. If you want to talk a little bit more about universal design and how we can put it in your home, it doesn't need to be as big as the Monaco. We
Doesn't have to be.
We can put these elements into a 1,200 square foot house really easily. Just go on GraniteRidgeBuilders.com. We'll help you out.
Come on over. We'll do your laundry.
Come visit us at the Monaco, Granite Ridge Builders luxury model in Shadow Creek. We're located at 569 Outline Trail, and we're open every day for you to come see luxury at its finest. Come and visit us. You don't want to miss it. We've got everything from a luxurious primary suite, beautiful outdoor living space, and we've even got some fun in the basement. You'll want to check out that golf simulator room. Come see us, 569 Outline Trail, the Monaco in Shadow Creek.
Okay, guys, we got to close. Hey, let's talk a little bit about some of our favorite universal design features. Mine has got to be, Lonnie and I both, the elevator. With our knees, walking upstairs, we're through, but the elevator gives us access to so many different places.
I love the flooring and in how many different areas we did minimal thresholds to showers, baths, and just the transitions throughout the home. And this is a great flooring product to put in anyone's home for universal
A
design.
lot less tripping hazard.
Absolutely.
How about the accessibility to the appliances? One of my favorites are the ovens over here on the wall. I've come up with this new oven scale to talk about size, and all of the major manufacturers are starting to jump on board here.
Yeah.
I'm rating ovens based off of how many pizza rolls can physically fit inside. So these ones here, this is a 70 pizza roll oven, so that's how they're going to start selling them. Kayla, put that on your paperwork for
Okay,
me,
got
please.
it.
He's not right. He's just not right. I like the door to the butler's pantry. We call that a Diet Coke door because you can have Diet Cokes in both hands and still go through the door.
And it works for wine.
Good call.
Well, for me, it's got to be the technology. I love going home, sitting in my spot, not having to get up, and I can control most of everything I need to right from my phone. So I can close the shades when the sun starts getting in my eyes, turn the music, turn the TV on, whatever I need. All.
So what you're saying is lazy.
I'm lazy. I'm lazy. Yep.
For me, it's about lights, and more lights.
It's true. With our eyesight and things like that.
It's brilliant.
I think it means he likes the spotlight.
Now that could be too. We're running out of time. Kim, would you go?
Thank you all so much for joining us today. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do so well, please pick up the phone and give us a call. Visit our website, or even better yet, come into the Monaco. We'd love to show you all of these new universal design trends.
And I'll share a Diet Coke with you.
Will you make me some pizza?
Let's talk about your spotlight. Tell me
Oh,
what you
yeah,
like
I
the
like spotlights.
again.
I'm thinking we could do another show.
Lonnie, I think you have a horror story about that.
Well, really?
No, it's your family.
You really want me to say that?
Have a nice, sturdy handrail on here. Size matters when it comes to handrail, Luke. I don't know what I was going for there. It's in the script.
It is in the script.
Let's go take a look at this bathroom. Everything cracked when he got up.
I did.
I don't mean to laugh.
Don't laugh. I'm like,
I know.
Seriously,
I know.
it's true.